You know, Ramana Maharshi, when he woke up, he didn't speak, I believe, for like 25 years. And sometimes, when I feel the presence of God, when I feel the presence of Spirit within me, the presence of awareness, I don't want to speak either. It feels like words just get in the way. It's like snow that has fallen is perfectly white and fluffy and beautiful, and you don't want to step on the snow, because as soon as you do, you make tracks and you ruin it. And I feel like sometimes words ruin the truth, right? And words can bring about war. If we stopped talking to each other, maybe we wouldn't have any war. If we could just sit and be. Of course, actions speak louder than words, so that won't solve the problems. But there are no problems, only circumstances. But anyways, I welcome you once again. My name is Prem Das, servant of divine love, and I'm trying to be a servant of divine love. And that's why I do these webcasts, and why I'm talking to you. And excuse me as I move this camera a little bit closer here. And I want to share again some readings from I Am That by Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, Mr. Natural. He's a wonderful, beautiful being. You can find videos of him on YouTube, a few. So we continue to talk about awakening and self-realization. The experience of self-realization is unique and unmistakable. It will dawn on you suddenly when the obstacles are removed to some extent, not totally. It is like a frayed rope snapping. Yours is the work at the strands. The break is bound to happen. It can be delayed, but not prevented. It was a little cold, but I'm going to take that off because it's bothering me. So the break is bound to happen. It can be delayed, but not prevented. Self-realization is inevitable. It will happen to you. It can happen here and now. Nisargadatta says, now, choose it, it's yours. And the person in the book says, but it's not happening. And Nisargadatta says, that's because you don't want it to happen. And I'm thinking of Eckhart Tolle talking about the pain body. The pain body wants pain. Misery loves company, in a sense. We are addicted to our own suffering. Or you could say it this way, which is a bit more positive, is that the reason we chose to be born, the reason we're going through all of this, is because we wanted to have the experience of embodied existence. We wanted to have experiences of pain and pleasure, of learning, of growing, of resistance. Enlightenment, self-realization, is not an experience. Ultimately, right? Living as an awakened being is not an experience. Experience happens in consciousness. Awareness is free of experiences. Awareness is free of content. Awareness is free. Awareness is. I am that I am. I feel the presence of Ramana Maharshi. Thank you, Ramana. Everything is the self. Abide in the self. The ego is nothing but the shadow of, I would guess, the soul, but there's not really a soul. He didn't speak about a self. There's a non-self, or the self, in which everything is contained, the heart. Ramana would say that the seat of consciousness resides within the heart. Or in Hinduism, they talk about God being the indweller of the heart. Who we are, Gangaji says, is silent awareness. Silent awareness. Because noise is consciousness, and awareness is aware of consciousness. Awareness is aware of noise. But awareness is the silence in the background of all noise. If I stop talking, wouldn't that be nice? Do you hear it? Do you hear the silence? That's the silence of your true nature. He goes on to say that everyone, of course, will be enlightened, self-realized. Not a single soul shall be lost. It's impossible, because there is only the one, which means there's not two. So the one always is who it is. That's why you can never be lost, because you already are who you are. The fact is that you don't know who you are. That's why the spiritual path begins, because you forget who you are, which is fine. You're hooked up that way. You're hooked up to forget. So don't beat yourself up or judge yourself. There's no enemy. There's nothing wrong here. That's the message. All is well. Everything's happening just like it should be happening. So not one shall be lost. It's impossible. When the mind goes, emptiness remains, awareness remains, pure light of the conscious being remains. It is like asking what remains of a room when all the furniture is removed. A most servable room remains. And when even the walls are pulled down, space remains. Beyond space and time, beyond space and time is the here and now of reality. So when the mind leaves, when form leaves, the formless remains. When the manifest leaves, the unmanifest remains. Emptiness remains. Awareness remains. Pure being remains. Pure light remains. So don't think that you will disappear like you think you will. That you'll just, it's like God unplugs you and you just disappear. That can't happen. You're not going anywhere. There's no escape, as Pema Chodron says. No escape. And because there's no escape, that's why it's so important that we wake up to who we are. Because we're not going anywhere. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do, and no one to be. That's why it's vital that we wake up. And yet again, it's not vital that we wake up because we are who we are. And we will wake up. I don't want to create any sort of sense of emergency. It's not about an emergency. Who you are is perfectly fine. All is well. That's why the Buddha's so happy. He's happy because he knows the truth, and the truth will set you free. You are light. You are the light of the world and the salt of the earth. You are God and spirit and formlessness. And that's a good place to stop. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy this moment and enjoy the next moment. No matter what comes, equanimity, acceptance of what is. Pain, pleasure, doesn't matter. Let it come, let it go. You are what remains. Blessings. Namaste. Peace, truth, love, joy, happiness, liberation to you, here and now and always.